just a mission.
You are going on a quest, a journey into the depths of Valhalla with no easy way out.
Interesting.
That was just in case you, the audience, wanted to know.
We're more likely now to go on a quest, kill the bad guy, get the girl,
You called me?
save the world, huzzah, everyone wins today, la-di-da-da.
Better to just let me handle the fighting. I wouldn't want any of you common soldiers getting hurt.
It could be the opportunity to become the hero you always wanted to be. It won't, but it could.
Ouch.
It will be the end of Yendar's famous airborne leap.
Kill pick! No!
To the death, then. Now this is a fight.
You are the only one who can save Valhalla.
We have an agreement then.
Yes, Korok. We agree.
And I have a plan.
We're all gonna die.
What's wrong with this guy?
Welcome to ToV Live. It is Valhalla time. Welcome to the Wednesday stream, everybody. Welcome, hello. I am Ryan, aka Tales of Valhalla, and tonight we're going to be looking at, well, stuff that people probably have already looked at, so it's completely unnecessary, but, you know, personally, I haven't done it. Haven't done it from a channel, so I'm going to go through it. I've had a wild week, excuse me, and I haven't really had much time to look through these, so I'm going to read through them tonight live, see what my thoughts are on what's being released in Wave 2 for Heroscape Age of Annihilation tonight. I know last night was kind of fun for those of you who were able to join us last night. I got Mike on the stream along with Ken, Earl of Sandwich, I think the other guy's name was John, and yeah, discuss the schedule and the times for EscapeCon 4, which I'm going to. So that was a lot of fun last night, even though it was a last second type operation that had to just throw things together at the last minute, but still had a good time. And it was great to discuss that with those guys and use Tales of Valhalla as a platform to get the message of EscapeCon 4 out there. So yeah, it was a fun time. But tonight, we are going with classic mainstream Heroscape. We're going to be reading some of this stuff. Start with Cornelius Breach first. I do want to mention one thing just for housekeeping things. I have 2 contests going on for Heroscape stuff through Tales of Valhalla. One is through a link in the description below. It says go to this link to leave a comment for contest, and that is the stream. That link will take you to the video where we streamed last Friday, the live react for Wave 2 for Renegade Con. So if you leave a comment there, you'll be in the running to win a map like this above my head. Where is it? Wait, let me place my finger right there. That map above my head, as well as 2 3D printed and painted squads of zombies. So that is the prize for that. And then if you want to go to the ToV Patreon, which some people already have, which is really cool, but ToV Patreon also is running a contest, and the first tier of that contest is Agent Scottham. What do you got to do to enter? Just join the Patreon. You can be for free, you can be a backer, doesn't matter, or a Patreon supporter, whether free or financial, doesn't matter. Next month until we started spinning the wheel and giving out those prizes to people. So, with that, let us get started tonight. I'm hoping that it's going to be a relatively quick stream because, I mean, we got the miniatures and we got the 2 terrain sets. We'll go through the terrain sets at the very end of all this, or after we do the miniatures. So how about we get started first then with these. This is just me, my own personal take, and I'll say it right now. I do not know everything. I know very little of everything, but this is just going to be my personal take on what Wave 2 is about. So let's start first with actually the promotional, Cornelius Breach. And get into it. I'm going to be reading the lore. I'm going to be looking at the image. I think I forget. I think it was Rye Guy who said that this. It was Rye Guy or Tabletop Bro who said that this looks like a banana. You know, he had an outfit that looked like a banana. I mean, it's very yellow. It is very yellow. I'll say that. But still, I like this Minotaur type. Not Minotaur type. Jeremy says it's like a combo between Minotaur and something else. We'll get into the card stat in a second. First off, I'm going to read the lore, because I like reading through the lore, because I am, of course, Tales of Valhalla, lore, fan-made, or mainstream lore. I'm all about that when it comes to Heroscape. So let us do that. Okay. And my throat. Something's going on with my throat. I don't know. I'm coming down with something probably. It never fails. Can't go too long without getting sick again. Alright, let's start. Cornelius Breach. National Heroscape Day promo. Cornelius has never been a very nice man. That's a man? Okay. I'm not gonna question. Back on his home world of Phaland, he made his living as the leader of a brutal band of highwaymen. Notorious and feared, he let his cleaver do the negotiating, while his hooves kept him one step ahead of any would-be heroes. But no one outruns their comeuppance forever. The last Cornelius remembers of Phaland is a whisper, the voice of a vigilante, and the cold touch of her blade. Describing a character there. Come to take his head at last. A whisper, a blade. Then the red of his blood mingling with the red of a volcano far, far away from Phaland. Cornelius doesn't care much about what happened or how. He cares about finding out who's in charge around here so he can kill them. I like that line. Once that's done, he can go back to living the life he loves, at large and in charge. It says Cornelius Breach is available as an organized play promo obtained from Heroscape Day tournaments starting October 2024. Okay. Cornelius Breach will be available for purchase on the Renegade web store after promotions he is associated with half past. Okay, so eventually it'll be available to everybody. Right, starting out exclusive promo. So let's read the stat for this. Okay, Utgar, Cornelius Breach, Direlect Prince, a Dementor, so a cross between a Minotaur and a Demon. And that's what Jeremy was mentioning last Sunday night, was the fact that combination for that. Unique hero, pirate, so he's a pirate. So a pirate hero, crafty, medium 5. 5 life, which isn't bad. Move of 5, fair, range 1, attack 3, defense 3. Fair attack and defense at 80 points. Okay, I get that. First assault 2. When Cornelius Breach, the Direlect Prince attacks. If the defending figure was not adjacent to him at the start of this turn, Cornelius adds 2 to his attack value during this attack. Okay, that's not bad. Like a little bit of a charge. So instead of 3 attack, you get a 2 buff. That's not bad. Mutiny. What was I? Mutiny. After a unique captain you control receives a wound or is destroyed, any or all pirate squads you control that choose that captain for the Captain's Way special power may choose Cornelius to be their chosen captain for the rest of the game. Interesting. If any squads do, remove all wound markers from Cornelius Breach. Interesting. So receives a wound or is destroyed. So either way, any or all pirate squads you control can you choose that captain for the Captain's Way special power. Okay, so interesting. So you can swap, basically. You can swap captains. So that gives a unique ability just in case, you know, one pirate captain's about to go, then you can swap with another. That's not bad as long as you want Cornelius Breach in your army. See, that makes the pirates, you know, I can't wait till all the pirates are out, so that way we can see the synergies within them. I think they're going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, so that is Cornelius Breach. I mean, when it comes to the pirates, I guess we just need to find out when all the pirate squads and heroes are out there, how they synergize, how they play on the battlefield, and then we'll know for sure. But I mean, I think the sculpt is very nice. The paint's a little bright, but the sculpt is very nice, and yeah, I guess we'll see when it comes to Cornelius Breach what can be done when we get more pirates. Alright, now let us move on to the next. What box am I going to open first here? I'm pretty sure I'm going to go with the Kyrie, which I'm probably going to mispronounce names like crazy, so I apologize, but okay, let's go. I mean, these are just, the artwork is brilliant on these. Alright, so here's the first start. Zamara? Let's just say Zamara. Just gonna call her Mara. But Zamara the Kyrie warrior. Revna's rebuke. Kyrie warriors. Mara is not the strongest of Allah's followers. She's not the swiftest. Is this supposed to be something that is supposed to encourage me to use? You're not the best, you know. You're not good at this, you're not good at this, you're not good at this, you know. But at least we can think positively. I'm sorry. She's not the swiftest or the most clever. It is her bravery that has never been questioned. That doesn't instill a lot of confidence in me. And her loyalty that stands out among her battle siblings. Bravery and loyalty, yes, I think are very essential. But those other things are essential too. Okay. As other forces fall into disarray without his leadership. Interesting. Okay, now I know we're going to hear Vidar is kind of out of the picture too, but apparently Uller is out of the picture as well. You know, I'm getting Tales of Valhalla vibes here, to where, you know, all the, how would I put it, all the Valkyrie generals are, you know, have disappeared in my storyline. I see a lot of that in this a little bit. Dan, hey Dan, how you doing tonight? Says Dan, you're really bad at everything, but you're brave, I guess. Yeah, that's why I'm just like, wait, what? Anyway, okay. Many assorted commanders rise to guide the segments of his army. Mara's amulet proves she is worthy of trust, and her boldness in the face of danger rallies the brewing aggressors among the forest Kyrie. She is willing to do what it takes to preserve her tribe's lands, including expanding their borders should neighboring tribes prove unworthy allies. Okay, I mean, I'll say this much: the sculpt is lovely. It's I really like it. Just the wings and everything. That's how a Kyrie should look like. But let's look at this. Okay, 80 points. All right. Kyrie, unique hero, warrior, noble. Medium 5. Hey, Team Ski, how you doing tonight? Is this a way to phase out legacy units thematically? Ends up being a soft reboot. Team Ski, I hope, because, I mean, you could say the same thing about what I'm doing in Tales of Valhalla, too, because in my fanfiction storyline, the Kyrie generals are kind of out of business, or the Valkyrie generals are kind of like out of business, or you just don't know what's going on with them. I just find it's just very similar. So I don't know. Phasing out, but to phase out legacy units thematically at Team Ski, I mean, the generals were never like units or miniatures. So does it mean to phase out like old classic Heroscape? That's going to be a tall order. I mean, Renegade's really got to give it. I mean, look, if this was Renegade's plan to phase out and just say no more classic, even though they are including classic and D&D into their tournaments currently, which is great. But if it is their plan to phase stuff out, I think that I wouldn't really go full force with that if I were to do that until like a good 3 to 5 years, until you have established as much miniatures in the new Heroscape as there is in the classic. That, if they do it any sooner, it'd be a little premature. And Dan Antonio says, I don't know if you can from a gameplay perspective. Raylan is just so good. You don't know from what? Yeah. From a gameplay perspective, exactly. If we're talking about lore, again, I mean, even the lore is very important to Heroscape, even though it is kind of like, it's like trying to nail Jello to the wall sometimes. But yeah, it could be phasing out the lore. See here, and Teamski says they introduced a new general, which surprised me when you had Valkyrie with just a couple of units. Yeah, I know. I feel like I'm a little sore with Valkyrie too, but there is, I mean, kind of legal reasons why they couldn't proceed with Valkyrie, because Valkyrie was a D&D, Wizards of the Coast thing, and whether they had the rights or not for that, it's always legalese when it comes to those things. Doesn't mean we can't do our own custom Valkyries. So, but I mean, I really like Revna so far. Revna just seems like some like villainous type creature, or villainous type Kyrie that from I think it's from her perspective, she's doing a good thing. She's the hero, but not everybody sees it that way. And that's one thing you got to approach with storytelling as well. When it comes to these, I mean, anytime you're writing a story, whether it's a screenplay, book, or whatever, and if it's fiction, you have to understand that 100% of the time your characters are approaching whatever worldview they have from everything being about them. It's almost like a narcissistic perspective, but because on some level we're all narcissists. Just some are more than others. You know what I'm saying. So the whole world's got to revolve around you, or your whole perspective has got to revolve around you. It's easier to understand what that character might be thinking or feeling because they have their own perspective, even if it's wrong. They have their own perspective of good and evil and what they want their ends to achieve to be. Anyway, I got into a more rant there for a second here. Let me go back into the let's see here. Let's see Mara here. I just didn't call her Mara for short. Move of 5, range of 1, attack of 3, defense of 3. Okay. So just got flying, not stealth flying, just flying. Like I said, I love the sculpt. This is really nice artwork too. Okay, Amulet of Pivatar. When a Kyrie you control who follows a lure within 6 clear sight spaces of Zamara the Kyrie warrior receives 1 or more wounds, you may roll the 20-sided die. If you roll an 8 to 16, ignore all but 1 wound just received. If you roll a 17 or higher, ignore all wounds just received. Okay, but it doesn't affect Mara herself. The only issue, and like I said, it just depends on what type of other minis we can do, and I'm not great at remembering synergies between all realms of Heroscape, Classic, C3V, whatever. But I do know one thing. I would never count on, or I would never, like, in tournament play at least, to rely on a 20-sided die roll. You're in shaky ground when you usually do that. I mean, for fun, yeah. I mean, for fun and maybe for a more scenario type, this could be fun. But tournament, you'd have to have a good synergy and really have some type of buff to help that 20-sided die be better. So yeah, that's looking at Mara. Like I said, nice sculpt. We'll I'll have to see how she plays in the future. All right, I know there's some talking going on in the chat there. Here, let me catch up with that real quick before we move on to the next one. Okay. Let's see here. Dan says, but they did add to Vidar and others. Yeah, they did. Yeah. I mean, there's still, I mean, besides, with the exception of Valkyrie, they are adding to the other OG generals. I mean, even now, Aquila. So, slowly phasing them out over time. Dan, it wouldn't surprise me if it happens. I hope it doesn't, because I like keeping it all together. But yeah, it's I mean, as a storyteller, it's a very obvious tell when you just have Valkyrie generals just give up, or it looks like they're giving up. There's something going on there. Either that, or they've watched my show and they're following my storyline, or doing some type of rethinking of my storyline, which it's like I'd be flattered, but at the same time, no one's talked to me about it. Teamski says the sculpts of the Kyries are really nice. They will look awesome on the map and shelf. This sparks that collector me. Yeah, I know that they're really nice. Yeah, Teamski says I fully agree. Thus, bonding was always important. Yep, bonding is always important when it comes to that. Yeah, I'm gonna be really working on like good synergistic armies when it comes to Escape Con in a matter of like a month and a half now. All right, Why are these names always so complicated? All right, let's get to this next one. Okay, Kilcarax the Kyrie warrior. Kilcarax, or I'm just gonna say Rax. I like making nicknames if you can't tell. Is not Revna's first follower, nor is she her second or her third. Again, is this supposed to like make me more enthusiastic about the story? It almost starts, this is almost like the same type of start as we got from the last one. This person is not this, it's not this, it's not this, but it's this. Okay. These are minor quips, but I'm just saying. The Lady Revna collects new followers with rapid ease, multiplying her people's strength with an uncommon speed. How could she not? In a land torn by senseless war, plagued by death and false promises, Revna offers what no one else can. Revna is a new beginning. Revna is hope. I kind of like this. Because you know that it's not the case. This is someone that is like really bad news. As the dead pile high and the war rages on, Revna's influence grows. Kilcarax guesses she is somewhere near Lady Revna's 3,000th follower. Wow. Now that's a lot of armies. If you count the bugs. Yeah, bugs. I want bugs. Bugs. If bugs are with Revna, okay, I'm good with that. And there have been more since. She watches a robed figure stumble and fall, exhausted from their march. As a wave of her staff pulls the wretch back to their feet, she wonders why Revna would bother with such weak creatures. Curiosity keeps her moving forward. Revna's obtuse goals will reveal themselves eventually, and Kilcarax intends to be present to see them come to pass. Now, this actually, the sculpt is nice, but the painting it looks very simple. It's just white, a little bit of red here, dark, like blackish, and pale, really, pale skin. And then with a wash, it's not, actually, this is more impressive here. So it'd be interesting to see when we see the sculpt, what it actually looks like in reality. Because I know this is just like a scan. Or like a cropped out photo. So reminds me of the D&D figures, very blah. Yeah, well, and here, let me just get into, I know with Revna, I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of synergies with Revna. Like she's got the terrifying here, undead. It can work with undead, a warrior terrifying. So there's probably be different synergies with a warrior, the terrifying undead, that you could possibly have her with, but 95 points is a bit steep, depending on what she's got. She's got flying, so your health of 5, move of 6, so she can move. Range of 1, attack of 4, defense of 3. Witchcraft telekinesis. Okay, let's see what this is about. Looks wise. Yeah. After moving and before attacking, you may choose up to 2 different small or medium enemy figures within 5 clear sight spaces of Kilcarax the Kyrie warrior, one at a time. Roll the 20-sided die for each chosen figure. Okay, so choose up to 2. Okay. If the chosen figure is a squad figure and you roll 8 or higher, you may place the chosen figure onto a same level space adjacent to Kilcarax. Okay. If the chosen figure is a hero figure and you roll a 17 or higher, you may place the chosen figure onto a same level space adjacent to Kilcarax. Figures moved by witchcraft telekinesis never take leaving engagement attacks. Okay. So it's just basically come over here within 5 spaces, which isn't that far. Again, 20-sided die again. This is like a come over here type move, that may or may not be effective, and it's better with squad figures. And then what? Oh, after moving before attacking. So you basically pull them up to you since you got a range of 1. So this basically takes care of that. Technically, you got a range of 5 as long as you can pull the thing in. Again, I guess it's good if you're starting to march forward to 6 spaces and then you have a miniature, an enemy miniature like was that 2 to 5 spaces away, and then you can pull them in, chance to pull them in and just strike them down right away. I can see it. Like I said, it just depends on how she bounds. 95 points still though is high when I think it just depends on what other things can bond with it, and if there's the different bonding options, so we'll see eventually. It's interesting, but I'm kind of like in wait and see, but 95 points is high. It's high. Let's just put it that way. All right, let us continue. But anyway, that's looking at Kilcarax there. Like I said, this sculpt doesn't look good. The fan art looks good, and the storyline is good because it deals with Revna. But I mean, this is just a wait and see. I think wait and see what the bonding is. All right, moving on. And see, Justin. Hey, Justin, how you doing? I'm late, but the lawn is mowed before I get 3 days of rain. Oh, good for you. We had rain a few weeks ago and tornadoes and stuff, and now it's been nothing but like 90+ degrees with how would I put it? Just baking temperatures. Everything's really hot down here. All right, on to the next Kyrie. Glena the Kyrie warrior. Okay. Glena. Okay, let's take a look at Glena. Again, not bad art here. And I mean, I think people might not like, but I like the sculpt. I like this is Aquila. This is an Aquila, or Aquila. Some people say Aquila. I say Aquila. Aquila Kyrie. And let us see what the lore is about. Okay, the Valkyrie, Aquila, hails from the Moon Tribe, a culture of Kyrie living in Valhalla's Tekatla jungle. Before the wellsprings were discovered and Valhalla's endless war broke out, her people focused their efforts on preserving the nature of the jungles. They tended the land, and in turn the land tended them. But now someone's walking across my lawn. Just noticing it in the dark. I'm sorry. Okay. But now there is war, and the Moon Tribe's priestesses must be more than spiritual leaders. Glena watched a young Aquila transform from a gleeful child to a battle-hardened Valkyrie general in a few short years. She watched people die in battles over the foolish ambitions of rivals who hold the jungle Kyrie in little regard. She has watched herself change into an older, wiser, and colder version of who she used to be. And Glena has changed her priestess robes for armor. So be it. If the other tribes want war, the Moon Tribe will give them war. Interesting. Just insane. It makes me so happy to see a member of the Moon Tribe. Yeah, okay, let's take a look at this one. Love me some Aquila. Alright, so let's see here. Glena, Kyrie, and Akira, warrior, fearsome, medium 5. 5 life, move a 6, range of 1, attack of 3, defense of 3, 90 points. Okay. Those are points to think about. I mean, if it was 95, then it'd be like, a little too high. Teamski saying yellow's not good primary color. Teamski, I would say, like, I mean, I know, like, Roguescaper has been advising me when it comes to painting is to use brighter colors, so that way when you apply the wash, you know, everything tone down a bit. But yeah, that is a little too bright. I think tone it down a few notches, then it might be good. But, you know, this is why we can do, you know, repainting if we need to. Just insane. This is my second favorite Wave 2 unit come out after Queen Kirion. Yeah, we're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it in a second. Yeah. Let's see here. Okay. Hanwei's Darkness. Hanwei. I don't know who Hanwei is, but I like it when they show names and you don't know who they are yet. You know, you gotta wait for another year or two down the road when they release things. Well, I like the sculpts where it's like you seem to have more feathers coming out, you know, from the armor. It's just feathers everywhere, you know, but the black feathers too to show her battle hardness, I guess. I know. But anyway, when you reveal an order marker, you may also reveal X order marker on Glena to activate Hanwei's Darkness until you next reveal an order marker. Glena and all small, medium, and large figures within 5 spaces of her cannot target or be targeted by non-adjacent figures with a normal or special attack. That's not bad, actually. So basically you're in a cover of darkness, and there's no 20-sided die here, and it works for Glena as well. So basically just range units, that is actually not darn, that's pretty darn good. Actually, now I'm thinking, how can I use this one? Wow, I like it. Concealment 17. If Glena is targeted and receives one or more wounds from an attacking figure who is not adjacent, you must roll the 20-sided die. Count the minimum number of spaces between the attacker and Glena. Add this number to your dice roll. Okay, so this is basically the same as like the Mohican River Tribe and Brave Arrow, I think, for their concealment. Okay, so I think it's practically the same as those. All right, or similar. You know, this isn't bad. You know, okay, the paint job, some of us might agree or disagree on the paint job, but that's not bad. I'm already thinking in my head ways to be able to use this and need to figure out how to use it later, so all right, I like it. So Glena definitely looks like one that I might actually use in tournaments in the future. See, I mean, like I said, 20-sided die when it comes to concealment, okay, that's one thing, but if this were if the Hanway's Darkest was a 20-sided die roll as well, this wouldn't be as valuable as a miniature, but this is just you reveal your X order marker, so you're using your X order marker, so you can't, you know, no ranged attacks can hit you. At least no normal or special attack. This doubles the value up here because I think maybe it's just normal attacks. No, normal and special attack cannot be seen, ranged. That's good. Okay. Okay, it goes up even more. Wow. All right. Well, this is my favorite one so far, for sure. All right. So that's looking at Glena the Kyrie warrior. Wow. Like, actually, sculpt's not too bad. I like it. I like all these feathers popping out, you know, from the armor. I like it. I like it. All right. You know, if the stat cards are good with a character, you tend to like. It doesn't matter what the sculpt and paint scheme's like. Okay, we're just gonna play it. All right, moving on to the next one. Okay, Milky. I believe that's how you say her name. I think that's how it was pronounced. That's one I remember. Again, nice little concept art there. Team Ski saying, okay, wait. Should I talk about this? Okay, I'll talk about this before we get into Milky. Yeah, Milky, it says Team Ski. Okay, Team Ski says, thinking about it, I really see a common squad ban on a lot of tournaments. Glena would be swallowed by commons with her weak defense. Yes, this is true. Wait, what was her defense? Sorry, I can go back. Hold on a second. A second, go back a second. Okay. Go back. What was her defense? I mean, defense of 3 isn't terrible, because with flying you can get height and then you know, get a defense of 4. So I mean, yeah, it's a kind of squishy defense, but it's not terrible. It's not like it's 2. And again, with concealment, you know, that concealment helps. But again, as long as Glena can be bonded and synchronized with, you know, with other units, I think it could be beneficial, quite beneficial. And she got 5 life too. There's nothing to sneer at. And Brian Peterson saying, when counting the distance to add for concealment 17, do you include the space she's on? No, I don't think so. I don't think I ever did that when I was counting concealment. I could be wrong, but I don't think I ever did that. For example, if there's 1 space between her and the stacker, she's technically 2 spaces away. No, I think she's actually only 1 space away. I could be wrong with that, but I mean, that's just how I'm reading it. I mean, if I'm wrong, then I'll be glad to admit I'm wrong, but I think that if it's just one space away, it's like just where you're separated on, not the space that you're on. Justin says it also shakes up the meta because if you reveal an X on an order marker 3, then you'll be protected if you lose initiative. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's another thing too. Yeah, exactly. Well, if you're dealing with range, special, or normal, yep. Attacker, let's see here. Yeah, I read it. Oh, yeah, I read attacker anyway, so it doesn't matter if you misspelled it or not, Brian. Yeah, Dan says I don't think you include the space she's on. Yeah, I don't think so. I never judged that when I've done concealment before, so I don't think that's the case. Yeah, it's interesting thoughts though, guys. Yeah, very interesting thoughts. I like me some scrutiny. I like to scrutinize. Yeah, don't count the space she's on or the space for attacking figure. Yep, exactly. All right. Okay. Now I'm going to ignore the comments for a minute, unless it's referring to Milky here for a second. Let's get into Milky, the Kyrie warrior. Okay, the Kyrie of the forest tribes. Wait. Okay, this is Uller again. The Kyrie of the forest tribes united under Uller's banner when the war began. His charisma held the different factions together and formed them into a single army. Uller alone was able to bring the disparate ferocity together into an organized hunt, unmatched in all of Valhalla for its wild abandon in battle. But now Uller has succumbed. Okay, this is what's happening. Succumbed to a strange poison that has seeped into the well springs. That's interesting. As he raves against even his closest friends and confidants, the Kyrie of the woods regroup. There is no time to let the factions fracture once more. They must be pointed at something, anything to keep them united. Milky has stepped up to the task. As she charges the chaotic battlefield, throngs of her battle siblings take wing behind her. The other Valkyrie will not take others' lands so easily. So this is interesting. So now we know what's happening with Uller. He, in his want of, keeping on drinking wellspring water, he got poisoned from it. And now he's basically going mad. But okay, strange poison, because I thought usually poison kills you, but apparently this is a poison that just makes you mad or crazy. That's an interesting bit of lore. But that also means Uller could be cured maybe someday. I mean, so that sense in me, that doesn't seem like it's more so bowing out Uller. It could be. But it could be also just creating an interesting narrative that will find a completion to it someday, to where Uller might be restored, maybe. We'll see. Anyway, okay, let's look at the stat card. Let's see here. Milky, Kyrie, Nikira, Warrior, Inspiring, Medium 5. 5 life, move of 5, range of 1, attack of 4, defense of 3, 100 points. A bit steep. Let's see. Double attack once per turn. After attacking with Milky the Kyrie warrior, she may attack one additional normal attack. Okay, so that's 8 dice. Spear of Sankari. When Milky destroys a figure with a normal attack, you may choose a small or medium friendly figure within 4 clear sight spaces of Milky. Remove a wound marker from the chosen figure. Okay, so a little bit of healing. Milky cannot heal herself. It cannot be used when destroying a destructible object. Okay. So while she's attacking. Well, I kind of like this one too. I mean, 100 points is a bit high. Yeah, Excel. Oh, here we go. So some of the wellspring is paint water. Risky sips. Yeah. Well, this is not paint water. Oh, here, sorry. This is paint water. This is not. So no confusion there. Oh, hey, by the way, I don't know if you guys can see this because my camera doesn't zoom in very well, but I just finished the wash on my dividers. Like, I have just one printed squad of dividers. That's it. And I just painted them because I'm learning how to paint. And I think I did a good job. I'll probably take pictures and post them on the ToV Discord sometime in the future. But anyway, you know, overall, I like Excel. Why is Milky's double attack so verbose? Once per turn after attacking, she may attack one additional normal attack. I don't know. A double 4 attack for 10 more points than Glimmer. I like her best so far, says Team Ski. Yeah, I mean, 100 points, I mean, that makes me think a little bit. If she were 90 points, then I'd be like, oh yeah. But 100 points? I mean, she's definitely worth it, I think. We just need to get good synergistic, like, squads for her to, and I think when it comes to Warrior and hopefully Inspiring, there will be soon enough. But no, I think she's very interesting and definitely one that I could see playing. So this is another one that I could definitely see playing. So yeah, looking at Milky the Kyrie Warrior. Again, interesting bit of lore. I like the sculpt. I like the paint job. Very nice. So yeah, that's looking at her. All right, let us go to. You've been talking in this chat before on it. Queen Kirion. I think it's Kirion, I believe. Queen Kirion. That's some nice art. I like, and the sculpt isn't bad. I like the sculpt. Alliances come, alliances go. The Valkyrie Vidar is tired. I am late tired. We'll take a nap. He is tired of living in a miserable world of war. He is tired of living alone in a home abandoned by his people. He is tired of others scheming to use him. Okay, another psychotic episode, but not by poison. Vidar is tired and lonely, hasn't had a date in like a millennia, and satisfied with inaction in the face of a hopeless future. In the absence of his leadership, there is Kirion. She gathers to her those scattered remnants of a once proud people who are willing to return to the fight. A self-styled queen, she raises the banner of her homeland once more, hoping to rekindle the fire of her people's will. Alright, there's the sculpt. Paint job. Dan says, this is my favorite sculpt in art. Yeah, no, yeah, it's pretty cool. Dan says, I can see ToV making a storyline where Uller goes mad and the other generals didn't drink as much wellspring water, but they're less powerful but not crazy. Yeah, well, I mean, it's already made up by Renegade, so I have to think of something a bit different. I mean, I already have something. I mean, when it comes to Tales of Valhalla, I already know what's, like, as far as plot device goes. I already know what's going to happen, like, up to seasons like 9 to 10. I already have, like, treatment log lines written up already for those future seasons. I just need to write scripts for them. So, I mean, I already have my ideas for that. But yeah, no, and I'm sure that's going to evolve over time too when I start getting those out. Okay, so Queen Kirion, Kyrie, unique hero, Queen, tricky. Got the tricky. Okay. Life of 4. So all the rest that we looked at had life of 5, but she has life of 4. But she has stealth flying, so that's good. Move of 4. Range of 1, attack of 4, defense of 4. At least attack of 4 and defense. She can't move very fast, but she does have quite an attack. Heartfinder, Spear 12. Before attacking with Queen Kirion, I think, you may roll the 20-sided die. If you roll 12 or higher, a figure attacked by Queen Kirion may roll no more than 1 die for defense. Okay, that's not bad. That's nearly 50-50. And I think we were discussing this last Sunday too. I mean, 110 points. You got to have a good army with her. But yeah, to reduce like a powerful like say 9 defense roll miniature, or like 5 to 9 defense roll miniature down to 1, like almost a 50-50 chance. It's, I mean, there's your minuses. Yeah, I know. Low life, yeah, like 1 less life than the rest. Slow flying. She would have to synergize with somebody really good in order to use her. This is definitely not someone I mean, any of these Kyrie, you got to have good synergies with them, because just on their own, it's tough. It's tough. Team ski less than 50%. Let's see here. Team ski, meh, slow, low life, expensive, and the soul ability is a D20 roll. Other than her stealth flying, yeah, less than 50%. Nope. Yeah, but it's almost there. And if you had the buff, like it could be 11 or more. I mean, again, I agree with you, Team Ski, in the fact that you don't base your turn, especially your tournament wins, you don't base them off any 20-sided die rolls. So at 110 points, you would have to have some really other unique miniatures there. But hey, it's a Vidar Kyrie, a very nice looking Vidar Kyrie. I would be I'm still kind of interested in seeing how she synergizes with armies, but not as much as, say, Milky, or the other one. Sorry, forgetting names. Quinerva. Yeah, Dan says it's hard when Cayman is LOS 120 points. Yeah, exactly. It's expensive stuff. I'm hoping we get like more squads in the future through Renegade that will synergize with these good. Otherwise, what's the point of having them out here? You know, just useless. Anyway, that's looking at Queen Kirion. I'd say I'm like half enthusiastic about using her. Just we need to see what the synergies are in the future for that, for sure. All right. And TeamSki says this is a comparison to present heroes. We do have some pretty expensive heroes in Legacy. This is true. This is true. I mean, do you mean expensive like in financial or points or both? Because you can argue for both. This isn't a Taylord. Yes, this is very true. So yeah, points. Yeah. I can appreciate the fact that most of these heroes are under 100. I can appreciate that fact for sure. Okay, so we have some mechanics. Yeah, some Vidar synergy. So yeah, we need more synergies. It's just that's just the name of the game. Anything else just not as valuable if you don't got them. All right. Let's get into these last two. Okay. So, Iron Lich. Let's do Iron Lich first. Iron Lich Viscot. I just love the sculpt. You know, the sculpt is just so nice, and the thing's so tall. Just front end loader. Yeah, are you talking about aliens? Hey, that aliens. I mean, I'm not going to get into talking about films, but Aliens. It's one of my favorite. It's like definitely my top, whatever top. How many top 10, top 20 movies? I love that film. Anytime it's like it's a movie that doesn't matter when you start, you know, watching it, you want to watch the rest of it, or you just want to watch it beginning to end. It's just such. If anybody doesn't know, has never watched Aliens. Watch that movie. It's so good. Okay, anyway. Let us look at this. Okay, so Iron Lich Viscerat. There he is. Time becomes strained when the magic of the wellsprings bridge the gap between worlds. The Icenic, a strange and forgotten people, have been subjected to this strain. Interesting. Their planet was destroyed long ago, or perhaps far in the future. We're dealing with time and space here. To Iron Lich Viscerat, this destruction happened long ago. The Icenic have floated unmoored in the vastness of space for years, centuries, or decades. It's all a blur. An endless cold nothingness broken at last by Revna's touch. Iron Lich Viscerat is available. And okay, yeah, sorry, yeah, available to Revna's rebuke. Yeah, okay, so all about Revna here. Like I said, that is just one big, like, I like to I can't wait to compare this one to like the dragon, which the name escapes me at the moment, what we just got, but yeah, it's nice. Oh, you got pink eye down there. That's nice. All right, let's take a look at this. Isonek. Can't wait for a bunch of Isonex coming out. Unique hero, Warlord, terrifying again. Warlord. That's one bonding. I know. Warlord for Romans. So keep an eye out for that. Terrifying, huge, and terrifying. I think is also going to come to play with like the demon bugs and stuff probably to use. And let's see here, 6 life, 150 points. Now this isn't for all this for 150 points. That isn't terrible. TeamSki says the style of miniatures are a big departure from Legacy Heroscape. They really look like they are from an entirely different game. Well, I mean, TeamSki, one thing you gotta understand though with lore Heroscape though, we're pulling everything from across all space, all universes, and time. So, and that was always the fun of Heroscape, to where the probability of anything coming to Valhalla, anything from any space, from any idea, thought, time, can come and do war in Valhalla. That was the original premise. So, I mean, I'm not really in that position that that says, oh, you know, to be selective. I mean, if you want to think that way, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, I'm not trying to argue about it, but from my perspective, my take is that anything and everything can come, and I really like this dude. It's just, yeah, big badass. It looks how to say, not mech warrior, actually more like 40k. And actually, Dan just said it. Kind of reminds me of Adaptus mechanics in 40k. Yeah, not a bad thing. It's just what it reminded me of. It's funny how, like, I mean, you wrote that before I did, but I'm not saying it's bad, but very distinct. Yeah, okay, yeah, I get it. No, it is definitely not really anything we've seen before. But I think that was one of the roles when it came to Avalon Hill. When they were first trying to get all this stuff out a couple of years ago, is that they wanted to show some things that we had never seen before. This was one of them. So Iron Lich, Viscot. Okay, so life of 6, move of 5, range of 5, attack of 3, defense of 4, 150 points. Now we got let's see here, special abilities, dismissive strider. I really like this one. Let me just read it real quick. Iron Lich can move through small and medium figures, does not take leave in engagement attacks because of them big legs, from small and medium figures, and can target and attack non-adjacent figures while only engaged with small and medium figures. It's just, you can go anywhere. I love how this ability is used. So you don't take any leave in engagement attacks of small and medium figures, and you can target and attack non-adjacent figures while engaged with small and medium figures. So you can engage with small and medium figures and still attack figures that aren't adjacent to you while engaged. That's just really fun. That's just really fun. Vial injection. Let's see here. Begin the game. This is the one I just thought kind of interesting. TeamSki, add another 1 or 2 to the movement, which would be more thematic. Yeah, you think it would take bigger strides, but maybe the strides are like kind of like mechanical. So it's not like the thing can take long strides. It's more like just very not, I was about to say spiderly, but not spider, like a mechanical spider that can't really, like, you're governed by, not by muscles, but by metal. You know, and metal doesn't really stretch. It has limitations. Okay, begin the game with 3 yellow surge markers on the summary card once per turn before moving another Isonek figure within 5 clear sight spaces of Viscot. You may remove the surge marker from this card and add 2 to that figure's move and attack values until the end of the turn. So kind of a movement boost for your figures. Ironclad Puppeteer. After revealing an order marker on Viscot and taking a turn with Viscot, you may take a turn with another unique Isonic hero or squad you control. So and it has some synergy too. I like the synergy. Not only can you do synergy with Romans currently, since the Warlord, you can also do synergies with its own Isonic heroes or squads. But you can't do both together because you need an order marker on the card. If they order marker on the so I think like Iron Lich would work with Romans and would work with Isonic hero or squads, but not with both together. And I'm probably stating something that's really obvious, but I'm just saying it for myself. All right, and the included Steamroller Squad. Currently, as far as we know, there's probably more Isonics that are coming down the pipe. But yeah, for what we have right now. But yeah, Iron Lich, I mean, this is probably my favorite one out of everything so far. Just because the sculpt, the mold, yeah, everybody's like, okay, the paint. And this is actually one, like these and the Isonic Squad that we're going to see next. These are ones that I'll probably purchase unpainted. Majority, I'm probably going to purchase painted just because I don't want to do the paint job. But these, I probably will paint my own because it's a simple, it's just what, 2 colors. That's it, and a wash. Boom, done. Not that difficult, and can probably make up my own colors too, which would be fun to do. So yeah. Yeah, no, me liking some Iron Lich for sure. Alright, let's get to the last squad. Last squad. Excuse me. Alright, here we go. Necrotech Wraith Riders. That's just a nice... I think out of all of these, this was the coolest fan art. Or not fan art, but, you know, concept art. Just... Yeah, that is so cool. Alright. Here we go. Floating in the void of space, bereft of air to breathe or dirt to touch, the Necrotech Wraith Riders were doomed by their planet's destruction to a harrowing unlife of endless loneliness. In a desperate gambit, these 3 linked their chains, holding their bodies close together and preventing total isolation in the void of space. The Wraith Riders cannot remember what their chains were used for. Probably they were meant for war, and the Wraith Riders were many in number. That doesn't matter to them now. Now there are only 3, and they will cling to one another until the end of time. That's not a bad bit of lore. That gives them a little bit of personality. Again, this would be a very simple paint job. It's just silver and just a little bit of orange there, or just whatever color you want to use. And then a wash. You know, you kind of want to like make sure that no paint gets on the base, but yeah. And I like the sculpts. The sculpts are just so nice. Oh my goodness, they're so nice. All right, let's take a look at the stats of these cards. Okay, let's see here. Isonic, Unique Squad, Marauder, Wild, Medium 5. Life of 2. Another 2 life squad. Ah, love it. Move of 8. Boom. Wow. Move 8. Well, of course, there's a rolling movement thing, but we'll get to that in a second. No decals on the bases anymore, says Team C. Yeah, I know, but if they would have decals on the bases, though, that would mean probably another. I mean, this was a ballpark guess, but it would probably be another extra $10, extra $5 to $10 per miniature if there were stickers on them. I think it's just something we gotta live with, we gotta deal with. I mean, I'm like, here, let me show you guys something. I'm like 3D printing some bases off my 3D printer, just basic, but I'm gonna have no stickers for them. I mean, these will be for like proxy squads that are gonna be very basic PLA 3D prints, like Like I have, see, I got some Death Knights here, but there's really no definition. They're not, yeah, no, you can't see them well, but they're not, it's not the best sculpt because it is PLA 3D printing. It's not as good as resin, but it still creates the object, and it's good. It's good for it's good for proxies. And I get to practice my painting too. So, all right, but these guys can move, attack a 3, defense 3. It's not bad. 90 points. And one thing I like with this 2 life, and I think I said this before with the bears, that 2 life, it kind of feels like instead of 3 units here, that you have 6. That's what it kind of feels like, and I like that. It's pretty fun. All right, let's do rolling movement first. Okay, a Necrotech Wraith Rider cannot move into a space more than 2 levels above its level. Okay, so when counting movement, there is a little bit of limit to how high they can go when it comes to climbing up things. So that's the only thing that's one way that they can limit their movement. They can't climb up too far, but they don't have legs. They're just a rolling ball, you know. So, and Teamski's level 2 limit on movement. Ouch. Yeah, that's the thing. So you want to make sure you have you're going to be in a battlefield with them with a flat surface. So when it comes to tournament play, I mean, the good news with tournament play, that you tend not to go too high levels with things usually. I mean, yes, you have like bumps in places, but they could probably still get around. So, I mean, I can understand, and the limiting of the movement does kind of balance them out a little bit more too. I mean, because if you didn't have rolling movement, then the point value would probably be a little bit higher. It'd probably be busting over 100. At least that's how I would do it. I mean, I'm no game designer, but that's what I would do. Chain grab 9. After moving before attacking with the Necrotech Wraith Riders, one at a time, each Wraith Rider may choose an enemy small or medium figure within 3 clear sight spaces whose level is no more than 11 levels above that Wraith Rider's level or 6 levels below that Wraith Rider's level. Roll a 20-sided die if you roll a 9 or higher. Okay, counting on 20-sided die roll here. Place the chosen figure on any empty same level space adjacent to Wraith Rider. Figures moved by chain grab do not take leave engagement attacks. A figure can only be moved by chain grab once each turn. Okay. So okay. So you can only move a figure once. Okay. Let's see here. What's Justin saying? I'm assuming. I missed that. I'm sorry, Justin. I'm assuming the Iron Forge will also be Isonic. I'm thinking Iron Forge Manticore. Oh my goodness, I can't wait for that one to come out. Yeah, my guess is probably as Isonic too. Yeah, that would be interesting. Yeah, maybe they have a synergy with. Yeah, maybe we'll have to see. Like I said, we'll have to see. Like I said, I think Isonics are going to be really fun to play with. But okay, so chain grab. So this is basically another thing like come over here type movement. Again, dependent on a 20-sided die. So this might be, let's see here, another way to. This helps also their possible limited movement as well, though. Meaning they don't have to move like right adjacent to a miniature they're getting at. They can pull them in. And so they can just roll up to some place and really a ledge anywhere. You're not going to have much battlefield maps, terrain maps. They're going to be higher than 11 levels above, or 6 levels below. So they can do a good reach. Just 3 sight spaces, so it's not that much of a range, but at least it's something. I mean, and I think I would feel worse about this if the points were higher. 90 points is a bit high, but then again, it is 2 life. So for any higher, then I'd be kind of like, but I guess, yeah, 90 is a bit high, but as long as you find good synergies with it, it could work out for that as a unique squad. So, yeah. Again, another just with Iron Lich. I can't wait to play him and just test him out here, you know, in ToV Live sometime in the fall or in winter time. See here, Dana's saying in his book for the Avalon Hill, it says Isonic. Okay, yep. So maybe that was a plan. Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to see. I can't wait till that one comes out. Yeah, I know exactly. I mean, I'm not familiar. I don't remember all the Avalon Hill stuff, but I remember Ironforge. Just that, like, that steel mouth of like Oblivion, Fire and Oblivion in that thing. Oh my goodness, I can't wait for that thing, and how it's going to be painted. Oh my goodness. Anyway, all right. So that's looking at Necrotech. Isonics is something that, even though they're not my top most look forward to unit, I look forward. I do, you know, have a genuine interest in seeing what all comes out for these guys. So I can't wait to see more in the future. All right, and that's looking at Necrotech Wraith Riders, and this is the only squad we get too, this wave. So I guess we gotta like them. All right, so that's looking at all the miniatures tonight, guys. I guess we can take a quick look at, let me see here, at the other boxes here that were released. Let's just take a look and see if we can. Okay, so let's look at Lands of Valhalla first. All right. So Lands of Valhalla, $70, but so this is my take on Lands of Valhalla. It's great that we have, you know, like terrain packs coming out, and I think they should keep on doing this to where they have terrain separately. This is great for people who don't play Heroscape or into doing other games and want a revision of other Heroscape type tiles that might be falling apart, breaking. So this might be a possibility for me in the future. As for me purchasing it at this time or this year or the next year, probably not, because I'm already going to be getting terrain in the master set. So I technically don't need terrain here, but this is the first time we see sand, a 24 hex sand. And I might not get this pack, but if someone's like selling these individual 24 hex sand units, depending on the price, probably would get some. So that's how I feel about that. Yeah. So, and I can't wait to see, because I mean, one thing, like some people might say, oh, I'm not too interested in this, and I can understand that, but at the same time, this is just the beginning. Just wait until we have other terrain packs. They're similar to this, but it's different terrains. That's when things are going to get fun. Can you imagine, like, say, when it comes to ice, when it comes to lava, when it comes to road, when it comes to castle, when it comes to just other terrains, and then we get other sculpts like this? That's when so Teamski's saying, just paint your extras green 24x pieces. Yeah, the problem is though, my 24x green 24x pieces are falling apart too. So, but I understand the painting terrain. Yeah. Just saying. Yep. Lands of Hell is the only set I skipped with Renegade Skip. Yeah, I think, like I said, this is going to be more for, I mean, yeah, new Heroscapers maybe, but definitely different wargaming communities will probably be more interested in these, which is fine. I mean, Renegade's got to find a way to make money, and I mean, I don't, you know, criticize them for that. Now, Waters of Valhalla. Sparkly Waters, Hellas, guys. What else can I say? I mean, and actually for me, I have yet, in like the auctions and other things that I've acquired in Heroscape collection, I have yet to have sparkly water tiles. So yeah, I'm getting these. And probably over time a bunch. And also Wellspring water too. So yeah, that's what I gotta say about that. I think this is a great starting out pack. Over 40 hexes, yep. All new 3 hex water tiles. Yeah, and the 3 hex water tiles too, that's great. So instead of just one individual, you get 3. I like that. I know some people think, what's the point? I'm like, it's a big point, especially for building things. I don't know, just I like it, and I like I like the fact of being able to eventually animate with to create like bigger splashes and stuff with 3 hex water tiles. So for me as an animator, that's gonna help things a lot. So I like it. I like it a lot. But yeah, at $30, that's a steal. That's a freaking steal. See, Justin says, I have the deluxe desert source box in order. Yeah, of course. I mean, yeah, we got source, but you know, I have to separate. You know, I'm getting both, but never shall the two meet. Yeah, Teamski says, I already got 11 master sets worth of terrain. It pains me to buy just the master sets. Master sets just for the figs. Teamski, I can understand that because, yeah, I got, well, here, wait a minute. I'm going to show you, since we kind of wrapped with this. And yeah, okay, just anyway. So, the end of that, yeah, Waters of Valhalla. I'm definitely getting. All right. So, yeah, I'm going to go back to, let me just get back to this. But I'm going to expand my window a second because I want to show you guys something real quick before we wrap up for tonight, because that's basically all I want to say. Justin says, not opposed to getting Lands of Valhalla at a later date, but between my current Heroscape tiles, my 4 source deluxe boxes, dude, all right, and tiles that come with the master set battle box, I'm good. Yeah, I know, I get it. But here, I'm going to show you guys something before we close. I'm going to expand my video window real quick. I just want to show you guys a little bit behind the scenes of what I'm doing currently. Here, hold on, let me bring this up. Okay, expand this out. All right, there. Hello world. All right, so here's what's happening just to my right. And I've been building this all day and I still have some building to do tonight. There. Take a look at that. And here, okay. Ow. I bumped my arm and it hurts. Here, okay, there. That is gonna be a stop motion set of a little short that I'm planning to do. As a Roguescaper described it, getting back in the saddle after 2 years of not animating. Teamski, you're going to need a bigger table. Well, Teamski, that's actually very interesting that you say that, because what I'm currently using is actually a foldable table, and it's just half of it that's out right now. So it's actually it's a whole round table that I used for animating a couple years ago when I got it from the attic, and I'm going to be starting animating with it again. I've figured out ways, and I've done this in like 10 years of animating Heroscape. I figured out ways to take portions of my house and create little animation studios from that, since I obviously can't afford an animation studio. Teamski says, okay, you're gonna need a bigger room. Yeah, well, I mean, I love a studio, but yeah, just not in the cards right now, not in the budget cards. So I gotta just do with what works best. But yeah, that's what's happening, and I spent all day building, or spent most of the afternoon building that set today. I still got some stuff to add on to it. I'll be animating probably into next week, and because I mean, what I have is what I'm gonna animate is just like about a page and a half of script. It's just gonna be like a 30 to 60 second short, and then I'm gonna break it down hopefully by the end of next week or into like the week after, because I don't want it up too long. And then with this table, probably, we're going to start doing some skirmishes because I need to prepare for EscapeCon. So I already have like almost a dozen or so armies that I plan to bring to EscapeCon. I'm going to be play testing them out, and probably against each other. And I'm going to start going through, because here is EscapeCon's tournaments. And I'll be going, I mean, some of these you can't do just me against me. Dan says, awesome Tales that you get back into. Yeah, I'm trying. Look, I mean, this stuff, animating, costs a lot of time and money. And money is one thing I currently don't have. My wife works a lot, and I just recently acquiring some work, so my time is going to be very limited, but at the same time, and I've said this before in streams, if you're not losing sleep, you're not trying hard enough. And this comes from someone who's had Crohn's disease for about 30 years. I have an ostomy. I'm 41. I'm not getting any younger. I know I look young, but I struggle with things. But that doesn't mean that while I'm alive, that I can't try my hardest to still, go after the things that I want to go after. Teamsy, sorry to hear that. No, I mean, it's fine, man. Creating Tales of Valhalla was a great avenue for me to work out a lot of things, especially the last 10 years have been difficult. I've gone through multiple surgeries, and 2 years ago is when over 2 years ago is when I got my permanent ostomy. And I was like at the end of working on season 3 when I was going through all that. And after I finished season 3, I'm like, okay, I realized, okay, I needed a break. And so I've been like completely just doing minimal stuff for Tales of Valhalla, the Tales of Valhalla YouTube channel, for about a year. But with everything that's going on with Source, Venture Together Games, with what's going on with Heroscape now, I got to start, brushing up my skills again. And there's other like stop motion animations I'm probably gonna do too. Yeah, Dan says all good. Tails, take care of yourself first. Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I see my doctor. I mean, there's things I gotta manage with my health. But also I have a 6-year-old son, and there's just a lot of things that I work on in my personal life. But at the same time, I still want to keep myself up to par professionally. It's like going up and down an escalator. If you're not continuing to walk up, you're going to backslide. So, yeah, there's a lot of things I know of this year and into next year that I have to find a balance in things. So, I mean, we'll see how things go. And at the same time, my health too is important. So, yeah, kind of just going to have to figure it out. But no, it's all good, guys. Look, I mean, I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease at 11 years old, turning 12, and it took a lot of my adolescence away from me. Mainly the illness did, but also it was a mental thing as well. And maybe sometime if Roguescaper brings me on his YouTube channel for an interview sometime, I can tell like the whole story then. But I know like at 18 years old, there was a moment in time that there was a group of people that showed me the value and power of what it means to have a good core group of friends to keep you going. And ever since then, I've had a spark. No matter what my situation was, no matter how beaten I've been, my faith and trust has never broken. I've bended, but it's never broken. So that's one of the things that keeps me going. But anyway, to get into what I be planning to do upcoming, like end of June into July. I'm preparing for ScapeCon, guys. I want to try and be as competitive as I can be. I want to try to get my win-lose ratio from one out of 5 games. I win 1 out of 5 games to maybe like 2 out of 5 games, and just be, you know, a little bit better. So I'm gonna try and balance out the armies I have, you know, sign against each other, do the scenarios, and build these maps too that are gonna be used for ScapeCon. Yeah, Antonio, you're an amazing man. No. I don't want to brag about myself. If there's anything amazing about me is because there's a power higher than me that allows me to do things that I think are way beyond what I can do. And there are a group of people, friends, personally, professionally, through Heroscape community, whatever, that really lift me up. Behind the scenes, there's a lot of people that lift me up. Dan Antonio says, I found you and Sir Heroscape, and you two are the reason I got back into the game. Well, I'll brag on this part. I did start my YouTube channel about almost a year before Sir Heroscape, so I have that. Although Sir Heroscape is way better YouTuber and Heroscape player than I am. He's a great guy, though. He is a great guy. But one of my goals because I started the Tales of Hell YouTube channel almost 10 years ago. And at that time, we didn't know what was going to happen with Heroscape. But one of my goals for creating Tales of Valhalla was that the hopes of just running the channel and the hopes of bringing Heroscape back one day, and to inspire people and maybe possibly bring them into the game as well. So thank you, Dan. That inspires and motivates me even more. Yeah, funny I haven't beat in that aspect. That's the only brag I can have. That's the only brag I can have. Any other way, he's awesome. He's an awesome YouTuber and a Heroscape player and a good man. He's a good man. So, but anyway, what I wanted to do though is that now I can't build all these maps at once, but I should have all the materials to build all these maps eventually. So I'm thinking after I get this animating done on this side here, this big map, I'll build at least 2 of these maps, and then we'll start running skirmishes. So I can start learning my armies and just whittle down what I need to do for whatever tournaments I plan to play in ScapeCon. So, and even if you guys aren't going to ScapeCon, hopefully this will be an inspiration for you to possibly, you know, do your own tournaments and possibly meet you guys in ScapeCon sometime in the future as well. So what I do is I actually have the maps listed in here. So if you want, I can spin the wheel tonight and select what maps I will build later on this month. Aaron Teamski says, I used to have 8 kids playing Heroscape on a single table back in the day. Oh, that's cool. It's going to be hard to repeat that today with how expensive the game system is. Yeah. See, and this is the one big thing too. I don't think Renegade is targeting. I actually think their age now is for like 12 years old and older now for Heroscape gameplay. And I think back when Hasbro released it, I think it was for like 6 or 7 and up. So the age level is a bit different. This is a little bit more of an age, you know, an older age, or a targeted. The target audience, the target demographic, is now a bit older. Yeah, 6 and up, I think. Yeah, I believe so. Now my son is 6, and I'm still going to be. Dan says I was a kid. Okay, you were a kid back then. My son just turned 6, and he does have a little bit of developmental delay. but he loves, like right now in his bedroom, he has like a bunch of terrain that he's taken from me and Heroscape miniatures himself, that he doesn't play the game, but he just loves just rummaging through the miniatures and pretending to destroy them. And he's seen my stop motion animations, so he loves, you know, watching those as well. So I think within this year into next year, I'm going to start playing, you know, skirmishes and games with him. Yeah, of course not. The game is aimed straight at adults who played Heroscape as a kid. And Danatos, I used to do that too. Yeah, well, you know, that's, I mean, I think that's kind of how you get into it. But I'll tell you guys this though. Last year at ScapeCon last year, I mean, I was only at ScapeCon for like a day or two, but at ScapeCon last year, I, in one of my tournaments, my opponent was a kid who I think he was only like 8 or 9 years old. He was in ScapeCon, and he was playing ScapeCon, so it's possible. It's possible, and he was pretty good. I did beat him. That was one of my wins, but he played very well, and I was amazed. I'm just like, hey, wait a second, how old are you? he's like, oh, I'm 8. I'm like, awesome. So it can be done. It can be done. Absolutely can be done. So okay, you want me to spin a wheel? Let me spin a wheel. All right, here we go. Let's see what battle maps I'm gonna. Who's a meanie? Am I a meanie? Why am I a meanie? Oh, that I beat him? What? It's ScapeCon. Come on, you gotta, like, what? It's like, it's how the dice rolls go, you know? Deathwalker was my man. Yeah, my son has a bunch of Zedingars and Deathwalker. Actually, I have all the Deathwalker stuff, so I gave him extras. Beat a poor kid. Oh, he wasn't that upset. I told him, actually, it was actually rather close. And actually, I did tape that game. I've taped most of my ScapeCon games, like the past couple of years that I've gone. I have taped most of my fights. I just have never released them because I never had time to edit through them. But I probably should sometime. But no, it was a good game. It was a good game. Kid sounds like a genius. He'll be the next dog. Exactly. No, I was very amazed, and I was encouraged by that. I'm just like, because I told him, like, look, my son at that time, my son was 5. I'm like, my son is 5, but it's inspiring to see that you're here. So eventually, that means in a few years that my own son can come with me. Teams go, oh, of course. You taught him an important life lesson of how to lose gracefully. Quit crying. Yeah, no. He was a fair sport. He was a fair sport. All right. Spin the wheel. Let's see what map I'm going to build first. Crumbling Castle. Oh, that's one that I'm just like, oh no, not this one. Okay, Crumbling Castle is the first one I'm going to build. All right. Yay. Okay. Let's see what's the next one gonna be. Takala Sunrise. Now that one's kind of cool. So, all right. And if you guys want to see what these maps look like, well, I'll show you. I'll show you real quick. So these are the ones. Okay. So Takala. So they're there on the top. So Crumbling Castle. That one I'm gonna build, and both should fit on this on the table here. And Takala Sunrise. So those are the first 2 that I'm gonna build, coming at you in probably like 3 to 4 weeks when we start doing skirmishes. So yeah. So that is basically a wrap, guys, for tonight. I thank you guys so much for watching. I guess I should say, definitely, again, check out the contest that I have. I have a contest going on Patreon. You can join the ToV Patreon for free and still be part of that contest. So definitely check us out, become part of that community. And there is a contest for the stream that we did last Friday for Renegade Con. If you comment on that stream, in the comment section, you'll be entered into a contest for like a Heroscape poster that I have like this one above my head, and 2 squads of zombies. So definitely check out this contest, get involved. It really costs nothing to comment or join for free on Patreon, and see if you can be a winner come July for that. And then for this Sunday, I don't know what I'm going to be doing. It's definitely going to probably be a shorter stream. Either I will have an unboxing, because I do have some Heroscape mail stuff that's piling up that I want to open, but I might be waiting for 1 or 2 other things. So it's either going to be unboxing, or it's going to be probably playing some more Monium, because I need to play my Monium of the month, and I haven't done that yet. So it's going to be one of those 2 things. And then hopefully next Wednesday, it's going to be next Wednesday or the Sunday after, we'll start doing some skirmishes. I'm thinking unboxing or skirmishes. We'll see. But yeah, so that's basically going to be the lineup for now. And then 3 weeks until podcast, so we got plenty of time before the next podcast. And that's that. So with that, I thank all of you guys for watching. I appreciate the comments, the interaction. Glad to see you guys at TeamSki. Always a pleasure. Justin, Dan, yeah, thank you guys so much for joining in on the conversation. And anybody else who's watching, thank you guys for even the support. Support for subscriptions, comments, even that minimal support is always great. So I appreciate it. And yeah, just let's take our dice and roll, guys. You have a purpose in your life. Find it, pursue it, live it, and we'll see you guys next time. Later now. Bye.